So I've been talking a lot about a relief rally recently in Bitcoin, and we have been seeing a rise up recently with a lot of sideways trading. We were due for a pump or a dump, and it ends up that we did get a pump, and typically I'm pretty bullish, so that fell right in line with kind of what I was expecting. Now, is this pump actually going to continue upward, and are we going to come up out of a bear market, or are we going to dip right back down? I'm going to talk about 10K Bitcoin possibility and whether or not that is truly likely, because I do see a lot of people in the space currently talking about that, and I think it's pretty important to address that, as maybe you could get a better price for Bitcoin, or maybe you missed your chance at 20K and there's only buying what you can get from here on the way up. We'll talk about that in today's video. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in here. Also, if you like some free money, we got some free money if you sign up for crypto.com using the referral code in the link in the description down below, and money when you sign up for FeeMax. So let's check out the charts here, and I'm going to break down exactly what I think is truly going to happen here in the next month or so, and what's coming here in the short to midterm. Well, when you look at Bitcoin, it has been really strong lately, and we are floating right around that $1 trillion market cap. And I've been talking about how that's a very important resistance, and that's certainly true. We've broken above it, which is great, which is why we had such a rally to this point where Ethereum's basically at 1,600, Bitcoin went up to 24,000, which was great. But is this going to continue? And why are people being so bearish? Well, I do think this is a short to midterm rally. This could end tomorrow. This could end in a month. This could end in 2 months. But if I had to guess, I do believe this is a temporary rally and we're going to come right back down. And I do believe that there's a strong possibility that we come down to a price level that nobody's really expecting. And some are anticipating that number to be 10K. I'm not going to sit here and say that $10,000 Bitcoin is necessary and that it's going to happen. But I do think it will be a shocking number, and people need to be really shocked because this seems a little too soon for the bull market to come back. Now, is it possible that the bull market does come back? Absolutely. But here's what we're fighting against. Tesla sold 75% of all their Bitcoin holdings. That took the market down just a little touch, but we are hanging on, so there's good news right there. There's other factors at play, though. Bitcoin halving is coming up in 1 year, 283 days, 19 hours, 48 minutes, and 56 seconds. Well, that is typically when the bull market actually starts to happen again. And so technically, this is almost your guarantee that in the next year or so, Bitcoin ain't going to do anything spectacular in the sense of like a Bitcoin bull market. Now, it could still double, it could still triple. It could still double from here reasonably, but it's not going to get back to all-time highs, and not until we have this halvening. And the halvening is, if you don't already know, when the rewards that the Bitcoin miners receive for solving all the transactions on the Bitcoin network get paid out Bitcoin, and the amount of Bitcoin they get paid out for solving these transactions is going to be cut in half, which makes it more scarce. And they explain that right here. I do recommend you guys check out this website at nicehash.com. It's pretty cool. So keep an eye on that and keep that in mind. So we've got kind of historic Bitcoin price movements working against us for a mid to long-term pump here over the next year at least. We still have some time before we should truly go back up. But if you're trading in and out, you could make a lot of money. If you're getting in and selling at a 50% pump, at a 10% pump, and then buying back in when it gets down 20% or 5%, and then trying to play that game. You can do it. It's dangerous. You're probably better off just DCAing, buying and holding. But there's money to be made right now for sure for all you savvy traders out there. Another thing to keep in mind, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index last month was only at 9, and we have seen the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index go quite below 9. I think we got down to 5 or 3 even, and I think that to jump up to 34 is a little bit of a FOMO kind of situation. We've had a really, really big pump here, And people all of a sudden got less fearful, significantly less fearful. And so I think there's a good chance that this kind of comes back down and we get a little bit more fearful again before we do go back up. And again, I'm just going to lean on that Bitcoin halving cycle. I do believe truly that we're looking at 2024, probably 2025, and maybe 2026 for a bull market. Should end in 2026, if not late 2025. We'll see what happens. Should you be buying right now? I think DCAing across the board is fantastic because in case we do go back up, then you're buying bags and you're going to make some money. If we don't go back up, well, then with your DCAing, you didn't go all in and you still have dry powder on the sidelines and you can still buy more Bitcoin at a better price. So that's my thoughts on that. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, you got to keep in mind, why do I really think this isn't coming back is because the economy is in trouble. The U.S. economy is struggling. Inflation is horrible. The Fed is trying to do what they can. There's a little bit of speculation whether or not they can actually correct this. But right now, the world is in chaos. There is a war in Ukraine with Russia. Goldman Sachs saying the economy is going to slow a lot. But there's one big upside. And so they go into, their one bullish case, and that is basically talking about the Fed, and they think the Fed could make it a little bit better. But let's see what the government really does. Let's see what the Fed really does. But the economy is going to slow, and I don't think it's going to speed up personally until right around that Bitcoin halving. And coincidentally, that kind of goes in line with a presidential election in 2024, which typically you might see a market rally, especially if it is a Republican candidate. I do believe historically Republican candidates are a little more favorable for the economy. I could be wrong on that, but I've seen pumps in what I've looked at anytime there's a presidential election, really, just because things are kind of up in the air. There's excitement for change, and people think, okay, something might get better, because it seems like we're never satisfied with our presidents, I guess, over here. But no matter who it is, left or right, government's government. But Goldman Sachs doesn't really think, it's good. And also keep this in mind. New China COVID-19 lockdowns would threaten U.S. economy recovery, just as Tesla. So they talk a little bit in this article Forbes does about another China lockdown. And if that happens, guys, we're going through all of it again. And who knows, maybe we end up doing more stimulus checks, and now inflation gets worse again. So there's a lot of chaotic things happening in the world right now. It just wouldn't make total sense for Bitcoin and crypto to go flying back up because people are kind of struggling right now. Things are very expensive. Inflation is horrible. And you could make the argument that, well, it's a great store value and it's better than gold. And I agree with that. But I still think it needs to diverge itself from the regular market. And Bitcoin and crypto just aren't there yet. So I do believe that there is a chance that we could touch 10K. But what I'm saying in this video is I think there could be some more downside to Bitcoin. Back to 20K, maybe a little bit below, possibly $10,000. But I just don't believe we're going up from here. That being said, I think 30K is very possible in the near future. Maybe 35. Probably about 30, and I think right after about 30K, we should come back down, give or take $1,000 or $2,000 on the price of Bitcoin. Let me know what you guys think in the chat box down below. That's all I got for you in today's video. What am I doing right now? Am I buying Bitcoin? Yeah. Am I always buying Bitcoin? Yeah. Am I ever going to stop buying Bitcoin? No. Am I going to take profit? I'll take a little bit of profit at the top, but I'll continue to DCA. Make sure that I'm getting a good price on Bitcoin whenever I have the opportunity and fear is high. And we're just going to keep it on until, Lambo, guys. I guess that's pretty much it. Full Lambo mode. That's the goal, right? So stick around, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. As always, you got to remember, guys, to smash your like button, subscribe to the channel. But you also got a DCA hodl, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody.